LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
Listener discretion is advised.
Listener discretion is advised.
LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
LoveLine starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Drew and happy Thanksgiving. Tonight, just me and you guys listening, hanging out. That'd be kind of fun just to see where we go on this. Yeah, Happy Turkey Day. Make sure you make your fresh cranberry sauce this year. And this year feels, at least in this part of the country, sort of especially calm and nice. I was out a lot driving today. People, freeways loaded, packed, but everybody's sort of going home. It seemed like home is where everyone's going and everyone belongs. And so in keeping with that and that spirit, I just want to kind of hang out tonight, see what you guys want to talk about, and say again, a nice happy Thanksgiving. I was thinking about trying to get some listeners in here. It's something I really want to do is have listener LoveLine. And I don't want to... No, Anderson, no, Anderson, don't you think that'd be a good idea? Anderson?
It depends on which listeners.
No, listen, of course it does, but our listeners ought to have an opportunity to come on. We've done it over the years here and there, and it always is a good thing. We stopped doing it when about 10 years ago, Adam offended a couple listeners, and that was the end of that. But I'd still have to bring in...
It's kind of weird, though, because the listeners are on every night.
No, I know, but have them sit in the seat of co-host and sort of give advice and to get the feeling of what that is. And I think it's a nice thing for them. And I don't want to cause a riot tonight, so I don't want people hanging out the gate here at K-Rock. But
well, the calls are already coming in now.
I know. Well, what am I going to do? But you never know what might happen tonight. So keep listening and keep calling. The phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. We're going to hang out for Thanksgiving, and this is Stephanie, 18.
Hi.
Hey, Stephanie, what's up?
I've been having an affair for like 2.5 months with a married man with 4 kids.
Beautiful.
And his wife is a female escort. And
now, hold on a second. She continues to work as an escort in spite of having 4 kids?
She wants to quit. And she hired me as a nanny. I could live in her house as long as I take care of her kids.
I need a ton of information here. Did you know she was an escort when they hired you?
No, I didn't.
How far in before they let you know about that?
About 2.5 weeks.
All of a sudden. What'd you think?
I was like, he didn't like it, and I was kind of uncomfortable knowing it, even though she is like one of my good friends.
And she was your friend, and you didn't... This is getting weirder by the minute. She was your good friend, and you didn't know she was an escort. You thought she was just a mom with 4 kids?
Yeah, that's all I knew. And
is she the main breadwinner in the family?
Yeah. She supports the whole family by doing what she does.
Wow. What does the husband do?
He's an at-home dad, basically. And
oh, my God.
He has fainting spells. And that's why she wanted me to come into the house, so while she's gone for 2 weeks at a time, that I'm there if he passes out, or I could watch her kids.
What happens when he passes? Is he drinking or using drugs or something?
Oh, no. He just passes out just randomly. He has headaches. He has gone to the doctor, and the doctor hasn't found out what's wrong with him.
Whoa. Stephanie, that's not possible. Yeah, I just want you to know that somebody who's actually falling down unconscious would be put in the hospital until a cause.
He has been several times, but they can't find anything on the scans that they...
I see. And he doesn't have a cardiac problem, a heart problem?
I'm not sure. He might, because he is a little bit overweight.
Does he have psychiatric problems?
Not that I know of.
Well, it all very suspicious. He's married to an escort. He passes out spontaneously. He complains of headaches. My prediction, he's doing opiates. He's taking pain pills. That's my bet.
Yeah.
Is that the case? Do you know that's the case?
I'm not sure. Like, I've been living there for 2 months, and I mean, I have been sleeping with him.
Oh.
And the thing is...
Does he have trouble having an orgasm?
Oh, no, I don't have any trouble with that.
No, he.
Oh, no, he doesn't have any trouble
Okay. I'm just looking for evidence that he's doing drugs. All right, well, this is just a beautiful situation. I mean, just the average... Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. So what's the plan? What's the question?
See, he's been telling me that he loves me and that he actually wants to be with me and leave his wife. And I have a little bit of a problem with that, because it has been married since he was like 18 years old, and he's 26 now. I'm 18, and he's telling me that he wants to leave his wife for me and that he wants to be with me.
Are those his 4 kids?
Yes, all 4 of them are his.
Hey, Stephanie, my advice to you, get out of there. Get the hell out of there. Get out of Dodge. This is a horribly sick situation. Let them handle their stuff. Do not let you be a part or catalyst or a focus of their pathologies. Get out of there. You're making a huge mistake. You're already in very, very far. It's a dangerous situation. I mean, people hurt each other over things like this. This is really, and you're destroying potentially the lives of these children, who God knows must already be clinging to happiness with their teeth with parents like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how. What do you want to do?
I don't know, because I have developed feelings for him too.
Well, I understand that, because you're sleeping and you're 18, and of course, I mean, you get close to somebody, but you see how sick the situation is, right?
Yeah, I do.
All right, let's just kind of wrap it up, and magically you have another job, and the job's out of that city, and take care of yourself. I mean, you're 18. We can excuse you for getting into a situation like that, because you sort of didn't know any better, and these people, God knows, are probably like tractor beams, pulling you into these awful situation. But let that family stay together. Don't let you be the source of further instability, and don't for a second think you're going to save this guy or those kids. Kelly, 24.
Hi.
Kelly?
Thank you for taking my call. I am wondering if I have basically paranoia from previous years of drug use, and it's affecting a lot, and I don't really want to seek professional help.
Why not?
I'm busy. I don't have a lot of time for it. I don't know if it's covered, and I'm just wondering if there's anything else I can do, like something, I don't know, behavioral or anything else.
No, you have an injury to your brain, and that's causing these disturbances of thought where you believe people are thinking about you or following you, whatever, projecting thoughts into you, these sorts of things. That's a very, very powerful biological problem, and you need to take something to counteract that. Now, if there was something, I mean, it doesn't make sense that there be something just available at the grocery store for that, right? It's a medical problem. You have to fight it with powerful medicines.
And that's
there
the
are
thing is, I don't want to be on a drug for the rest of my life. I'm over that.
A medication.
Well,
you've injured your brain. You now have a medical problem. You have to correct. They have to live with that now. But tell me about your paranoias. What are they about?
Kind of people. I don't want to say following, because it's not like that, but it's,
or thinking about you or looking at you, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
What was your drug of choice?
Just psychedelics, pretty much.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of crystal.
Because that's a pretty hefty combination, crystal and how much were you doing, LSD?
A little bit, yeah.
How many hits? Well, what psychedelics did you do, and how often? How many times?
LSD, MDMA, and probably mushrooms. And for a few years, maybe not regularly, but maybe a few times a week.
Marijuana is the flame, heroin is the fuse, LSD is the bomb.
Yeah, please don't let me sound like him ever, dear God, please no. Kelly, look, if you want to live with the paranoia, fine. They can get a lot worse. You're also at risk for depressions. If you start having trouble functioning, or you start believing people are beaming thoughts into you, or the TV speaking directly to you, or you start developing elaborate stories about people coming to get you, a single visit to a doctor for $65 will take care of this, or to mental health services for essentially nothing. It's a very simple matter these days. The difficult thing, you spent years damaging yourself, and you won't spend an hour helping yourself. Think about that. Think how crazy that thinking is.
In an hour, there's something that can be done?
In less than an hour.
It's not necessarily ongoing. It's...
Oh no, you'd have to be taking a treatment for you've hurt yourself. Just like if you broke your leg and you said, no, I don't want to do anything for that. Just don't bother setting the leg. No, I don't want to take the time to do that. Come on, it's ridiculous. Bad thinking, Kelly. But do what you got to do, and just know that there's help out there. At least just know that it's very easy to explain why you're feeling the things you're feeling, and the biology is well known. And let's go ahead and take care of it. Why not? This is Angela, 29.
Hey.
Hey, Angela.
How are you doing tonight?
Good. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, you too.
What's up?
My question's not so serious. My question is, me and my husband, well, we just have been married since September, but we've been dating 3 years before that, and our sex lives have always been great, but I have orgasms with him, but not as often as he thinks. I do fake it a lot.
What do you mean that's not serious?
Well, it is.
You're not a man. I can tell that. It bothers you. Wait till he finds out about it.
I know. That's my dilemma because we are really close, and our sex life is great. And
well, now let's sort of deconstruct that comment. How often do you guys have sex?
Oh, goodness, much as possible. The only problem is that our work schedule. I work...
How much?
I work 3 to 11, 4 days
much?
a week.
How much?
Probably about four times a week.
Okay. And how
We
often?
would more if we could.
I get it. I get that. And how often are you actually having climax?
Maybe once a week.
Once out of the 4 times.
Right.
And what's the problem?
I think the problem is that I've noticed more is sometimes when he doesn't move the right way, the way that's going to make me climax, I'll try to put my hand down there or I'll try to tell him how to do it, and he doesn't like that.
Ooh, now that's okay.
And that pisses me off a lot of the time.
Yeah, I bet it would. There's one thing about relationships, when people do relationship treatments, the one sort of rule of thumb I've heard a lot of relationship therapists sort of require is to play fair. You know what I mean? Not to sort of go, hey, no, you can't do that. No, let's look. It's give and take. Just play fair.
Right.
I need something. You just got to listen to it. Relax. It's not that you're a bad person or a bad lover. Just listen. Now, what you might do, can you orgasm with oral sex?
It's hard for me to, but I can.
Okay, so you're mostly orgasm with intercourse.
Right. With him, I mean, of course, he has to be, touching me there, but...
How about bringing some mechanical help in? Technology.
Yeah, that'd help.
Well, why don't you bring that in a playful way and sort of say, maybe this would, then sort of teach him to use that. So it's not about his technique, it's a new thing.
Right. Because that's the problem is he's good as in, he always... he doesn't know that I don't climax some of the times, but
I know,
he
which
always
is why.
lets me climax first. He always does me first. I always go first.
Yeah.
Always.
That's good.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a good part of it that I hate to even... when I try to say something about it, he just gets upset because he thinks he's not doing it right, and I try to tell him it's not that.
Here's what he's not doing right. He's not listening to you.
Right.
He's not responding and tuning into what you need. And you might want to tell him that at a time when you're having an open discussion and not in the heat of battle.
Right.
Because in that moment, people feel very vulnerable, and it's tough. Again, unless you bring something in a playful way, it's going to feel... And by the way, already you're frustrated and kind of resentful by the time you're going, hey, no, come on, don't do that.
Right.
And that's what he's responding to more than anything. If you don't tell him there's a problem, he's never going to know it. And you're going to be faking all the time. And then you're really going to get resentful, and then you're going to have a problem in this relationship. So I suggest you bring it up in any way you possibly can. I think the idea of technology is best first bet. Nikki, 30.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And?
I got a question about... I'm supposed to have Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow with the family.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. My brother, when we were little, had molested me. And...
How old were you?
I'm 30 now.
How old were you when that happened?
Probably between the ages of 10 to 14.
If something that happened regularly?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old was he at the time?
He's a couple of years older.
Awful.
Yeah.
Have you told anybody?
I talked to my mom about it, when I was older, like 18 to 20.
Yeah.
And, she was kind of... she kind of went around the ways of, oh, that's normal. That happens between brothers and sisters.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That must have happened to her.
I was pretty upset about that.
That must have happened to your mom, Nikki. I mean, that's what's weird.
Well, that's kind of what she said, too. It happened to me.
Oh,
and
my
normal.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What did your brother do to you exactly?
Well, I mean, he, fondling kind of thing. And as a matter of fact, I mean, I remember all of it.
Was there actual sort of sexual component, intercourse?
No,
or?
as a matter of fact, he had asked for that.
Yeah.
And
did he make you touch his genitalia?
Yeah. And that's part of what I feel bad about now because, he asked for that, for intercourse.
Yeah.
And I would not let it go that far.
That's the last vestige of health that he left you with, is the ability to set boundaries.
I would not let it go that far. And to this day, I kind of feel almost responsible because I feel like if I could stop that, why couldn't I stop it before?
You were 10.
I know.
Well, and once that gets going, it's a hard thing to stop. Those boundaries get sort of knocked down, and you don't know how to get out. You're swimming in that stuff. That's awful. And God knows something happened to him. And so he was responding to some sort of awful trauma himself. So have you been able to have relationships since then?
I'm married with 3 children and very happy.
And things are good. Things are stable.
They're wonderful.
Great. Oh, my God. All right, what do you want to do?
Well, we have Thanksgiving dinner coming up.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And, and now it's, he's married and has a son. And it ticks me off to no end.
That what?
That he is so happy and so with it, and he's so condescending to me.
About what?
About just, that he doesn't think that I'm doing as well in life as he is.
How would you feel about pulling him aside and going, look, I remember everything that happened here, so cut it out?
I would probably feel really good about it if it weren't for the fact that I would feel like it would hurt the rest of the family.
Well, not only that, I can pretty much guarantee you it won't be very satisfying. Listen, by the way, you don't have to make a public thing of it. Just putting him on notice that, hey, you don't like how I'm doing? Listen, I know what you're all about. I remember everything.
Well, and the other thing is that he's, it's like in the past few years, he's become like the wonderful martyr of the family because our grandparents have, declined in health, and we moved them from a couple of states away, and he helped them to buy a house right next door to them, and he's taking care of them.
All right, the deal, though,
and he's given me all kinds of grief because I don't get over there as much as he does.
All right, so fine, let him be the martyr. Nick, you have a couple choices here.
He's given me grief now that I'm not as wonderful of a
you can
as he is, and I'm just like...
Okay, relax. You can pull... Yeah, okay. Your reactions are perfectly healthy, perfectly fine. You can pull him aside and tell him to knock it off and to remind him that if you're having difficulty, he had something to do with it. And he's not the great martyr that everyone thinks he is because you know what he's really all about. And if he's making penance for that, fantastic, but cut it out, A. B, avoid him, which is really what I think you ought to do.
That's what I've done all these years.
Okay, avoid him. Keep your kids away from him. Watch out for your nephew. Make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
And stay away. The problem is if you try to make any sort of issue of this, you have a family system that's not going to defend you, not going to respond to you. Your mom has already shown herself to be this way. She has made your problem something that's normal, and it's something that's severely abnormal and pathological. What you may want to do is take a step back from this family, realize there's a lot of dysfunction and pathology there, focus on your little family, make that as happy as possible, make your relationship as happy as possible, be grateful that you have that, and your brother didn't destroy yourself, didn't destroy you psychologically or neurobiologically, that you're intact, and just be happy with that, and let your family of origin spin out the way they're going to, and don't let it get under your skin, which is hard. It's hard to do that. This is Cara, who's 18.
Hi.
Cara? Hey, what's up?
I gave blood a while back, and I got a letter saying that I had hepatitis B.
Nice.
And I don't think I do.
Well, then go to your doctor. There are.
I went and got everything checked out and stuff.
Yeah, and
it doesn't come back until like a week.
All right. Well, there's a series of tests. There are screening tests, and there are more accurate ways to test for it. So you need to go back and have confirmatory tests done. And have you ever done IV drugs?
No.
Was your mom ever an IV drug addict?
No.
Have you ever been with a gay male?
No.
Have you done anything sort of risk for HIV or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So there's something called vertical transmission of hepatitis B where you can get it from your mom. But other than that, you're going to get it from other people. And there are sometimes people that get it. We don't know why or where it came from, but that's pretty rare. So I think you can pretty much rest assured it's going to come back negative. Let's see. This is Catherine, 24.
Hi.
Hey, what's happening? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too.
Let's talk abortion.
Yeah, yay. Okay, so I had an abortion about a year ago, and it was incomplete, and they didn't really figure out it was incomplete for about 2 months after the abortion. So I was, like, in and out of hospitals and constantly, like, just, really bad stuff kind of going on there.
What, pelvic pain and bleeding, that sort of thing?
Yeah, just, like, mad gushing. Like, when I was in the hospital, people actually thought I got shot because it was
nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Mad gushing. Well done, Catherine. Mad gushing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So besides being, like, physically traumatic, I mean, it was also very emotional. But since then, like, having sex is really painful, like, upon, like, the first, like, couple seconds, like, entry kind of deal. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you nervous now when you have sex? Are you very anxious?
Like, not so much. I say that's why I kind of, like, played it off as for the first few months after, whatnot. And now I'm like very relaxed, and I'm not even really thinking about it very much anymore, but it's still just like excruciating at times, like almost like tears to my eyes kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I'm kind of wondering, do you think it could be just so emotional, or is there like possibility that there's like bad scar tissue, or
Well, if it were with deep penetration, that would make perfect sense that there's still inflammation or scarring. But you're saying it's really at the vulva. It's at the opening of the vagina, right?
Well, it's just the first time. Like, it hurts all over, like the first couple times, and then it seems to like kind of go no, not for a while. I mean, it's like the first 30 second, like minute or so.
Have you had a
really
pelvic
painful.
exam? Have you had a pelvic exam since this has begun? Since all this started?
Yeah, and they say it's okay and everything's fine. But okay, this is kind of a real quick side question. Is an incomplete abortion that difficult to discover after 2 months of constant bleeding?
Not usually. INCABs are called incomplete abortions. Usually you can either see evidence of it just on a pelvic exam or certainly with an ultrasound. Did you have an ultrasound?
I had many, yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
so...
because that's what I'm curious about. Because I'm thinking maybe it's my doctor is just not...
Well, I'm surprised they didn't do a D&C right away when you started having severe bleeding. Just as a precautionary measure, almost.
Oh yeah, I did actually have one of those, and it kept coming up negative that there was nothing going on.
A D&C. So how did they finally treat it?
It was finally they went in, and there was like a little pulpish kind of thing, and they just wasn't quite sure what it was. They finally removed it, and then when they like examined it after it was like removed from me, then they figured out, yeah, that's what it was.
But how did they get it out? How did they get it?
The another DMC thing.
So they just did another D&C.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it was like they just, I guess, kept pulling out the wrong thing. That was.
Catherine, what this is a case in point of is that things don't go always as planned in medicine. You know what I'm saying? That these are biological systems, and bad things happen sometimes in certain situations. And things when there's surgical procedures, they don't always go as planned, and things can happen. And even the follow-up procedures can be sort of, for whatever reason, things can be bad outcomes. It's not that there were things were done wrong. It's just it was a bad outcome. And that's tough. I don't know. I imagine that whatever the painful sex is, it's something to do with what's still going on inside. And I would go back and back and back until that's adequately explained. Maybe need a prolonged course of antibiotics or maybe some anti-inflammatories or something to get this kind of settled down. Because if there's active infection or inflammation up there, it may have an impact on fertility. So I strongly encourage you to go back until this is explained or at least taken care of, controlled. All right, it's LoveLine. The phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. It's Thanksgiving. I'm Dr. Drew. We're just kind of hanging out, talking about abortions and abuse. Good old LoveLine fare. So I appreciate you guys calling in tonight, and I look forward to more calls. Again, don't forget that number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Hey there, it's LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. I'm Dr. Drew, and it's just me and you guys hanging out here for Thanksgiving. Couldn't drag anybody else up here on a Thanksgiving night. This is Tim, 19. Tim.
Dr. Drew.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Thank you to you.
So you're probably wondering what my question is, right?
That would be good. That's usually what I wonder about when I pick up a phone call.
Just do it! Well, I don't have a question.
Really?
I don't have one.
What made you call in then?
I want to be on Listener LoveLine.
Oh, that's good. Well, I want people to be on Listener LoveLine, but I don't know if I can make that happen tonight. But now that you bring it up... Well, now that you bring it up, where's Engineer Lauren? Lauren, if you're listening to me, if you hear me, come on in here and tell me what the possibility is of bringing a couple people in here tonight if they should happen to show up.
You know who this should really piss off? Are those two guys that just paid $15,000 to be on?
Yeah,
and
I know.
Also the guy that's dying, that it was his dying wish to be on LoveLine.
What?
Remember the Make-A-Wish?
Oh, yeah.
Those are the three that should be pissed off.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean we can't spread it around a little bit. You know what I mean?
But I think it's kind of funny when I think about that.
You have a strange sense of humor. Happy Thanksgiving, Anderson. Zoe, what's going on? 21. Zoe?
Oh, hey.
Hey, what's up?
I am calling because today I got a call from Planned Parenthood to let me know that my smear tested for HPV.
Yeah.
So now I know I have an increased risk of cervical cancer.
Good times.
Yeah, very good test.
Hang on, Zoe. Hang on a second.
Okay.
What would happen? Hang on a second. Engineer.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Junior producer Lauren has stepped in the studio. What would happen if we got a couple people off the sort of at the gate to come in and just sort of be listener love lines as a gift to the listeners for Thanksgiving?
Tonight?
Just saying.
Maybe for like a segment.
You do that?
I would.
Okay, so Lauren will be watching the back gate. I'm not going to say where we are. If people know where we are, you can pick up people to come in maybe in about an hour from now.
Maybe.
All right, good.
That sounds
Outstanding.
good.
Outstanding. All right, Lauren, it's all up to you then. Happy Thanksgiving, listeners. This will be fun. I love this. All right, Zoe, what's going on? So you have HPV, and...
Yeah, and I use the Nuvo rings for birth control, and I was wondering if that increases my chance even more. Should I be using a different kind?
No, absolutely not. Go ahead and use the Nuva ring, but get regular pap smears and colposcopies and do the cryotherapies and whatever they need to do to control the little abnormal cells.
And then also, I've never had unprotected sex with anyone but my husband, and he's had sex but never unprotected with anyone but me, and so I'm at a loss to know how I contracted it.
Well, HPV, one of the things about condoms, that's one of the things it's not perfectly effective against prevention, against the transmission. That it's a virus and it can get in around the base of the condom, or vice versa. The base of the penis can get exposed to the vulva, the vagina, and that virus can get out. The good news about HPV is that the cancer-causing subtypes of HPV are going to be preventable soon with a vaccine that looks. I know it doesn't. I know.
Yeah.
But as you know, I hope you know that it's a nuisance, but it's quite a manageable issue, right?
Yeah, it was just a shock. I got the call from Planned Parenthood today, and so I'm still reeling from it. And I guess clinging's out of the question now.
What is?
Clinging.
Clinging?
The swinging, other partners.
Is that something you were going to go do?
Well, we're already, we've done it, and we're planning on, it's not an all-the-time thing. It's every now and again.
Well, that's how you got HPV.
Probably.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Are you high? Of course that's how you got it. Of course that's how you
now I'm looking back, I'm like, well, yeah, I guess having sex with people that I just met that night, even with protection.
That may have something to do with it, I guess. Let me use my powers of deduction. Perhaps that has a little something to do with it. Yeah, I'd say so. And how long have you been married?
Since last September.
What do you do for a living?
I work in clinic management.
What's your husband do?
He is actually a former military guy doing the GI Bill thing right now, just going to college.
Why'd you guys get married so young?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I love him.
Yeah, well, if you love him, this swinging thing, this plan to be swingers, that's not going to work out so well in terms of the long-term survival of this relationship. Not a great sign.
Well, I always think it's about communication and trust, and we really have that going on strong. And it's when you have jealousy issues and communication not so good that's when it's not, such a great thing. But
here's the reality: it's all the time. It's under all circumstances. It tends to be. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I've only talked to one or two people where the relationships have survived that kind of thing. And even then, the only ones I've talked to that have survived it did it very occasionally. And I'm still having, I think people go into a state of denial where they prevent that they're not having feelings, or they're acting out they're acting things out when they're doing it, and then they deny the feelings they have in response to it. And it comes out in other ways later that destabilizes the relationship. So if you actually love this guy, why don't you focus on the intimacy of that relationship? Now, I understand why at 21 you may not be so able to do that. I don't think you should have been married in the first place, but here you are, and so good luck. You still want to stay together. HPV, that should be HPV is sort of the least you can expect from what you've been doing. That's going to fait accompli in the swinging. It's going to happen. Of course, that's going to happen. All right, hang on one second here. This is now Matt, who's 20. Hey, Matt, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Dr. Drew? I'd like to thank you. I read your book, Cracked, and it saved my life.
Wow.
I have 6.5 months clean, and it's the longest amount of clean time that I've ever had.
Wow, and you feel a lot different, don't you, huh?
Oh, yeah, I do. I've actually gained about 25 pounds in 6.5 months, so...
6 months is when you really can start to sort of pull your head out of the mire and look around and go, oh, my God, what have I been doing? I'm starting to feel okay. Maybe life's worth living. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
At a year, you'll feel even better, I promise.
Oh, yeah. And my family, is starting to get trust back and everything. And,
that's great.
Yeah, so I've been going to meetings every night and got a great sponsor.
Oh, Matt, that is the best Thanksgiving present I've had thus far, and I want to thank you for calling and telling me this.
Thank you, Dr. Drew.
Keep coming back, right?
Oh yeah, all the time.
All right, buddy. Take care.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Let's go from that to Ryan, who's 19. Ryan?
Hi there, Dr. Drew.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I just had a quick question. I've been listening for many years, and I've heard of people being addicted to, I guess, opiates or whatever, the painkillers.
Yeah.
And I'm having severe surgery, dental surgery coming up, and to endure the pain now, they gave me some Vicodin.
Yeah.
And I've taken it before, but I'm kind of worried about getting addicted to it somehow because I noticed some of the symptoms, like when I'm not on it, I have like severe headaches or my body aches, and then it goes all the way quickly when I take even just half a pill.
So there you go. So you're having withdrawal is what that is. Now having withdrawal.
See, I've only taken it for like 2 days though, and that's what kind of freaked me out.
That is a little weird, huh? Well, perhaps let's make a guess that perhaps you're getting. Do you have an infection in your gums or in your teeth?
Well, they are going to do a root canal, so they did give me penicillin too, but they said it's not too badly infected.
So one of the possibilities is that you're infected and having sort of systemic reactions to the infection that you don't feel when you're on the painkillers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's the best case scenario.
Before that, I didn't have these pains.
No, I understand. I understand, but maybe it's somehow gotten worse. I'm just guessing here, the possibilities.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's, sort of what happened, and maybe you've gotten worse over these 2 days and just haven't felt yourself getting worse because you've been on painkillers. It's hard to imagine that you're having dependency issues and withdrawal after only 48 hours of use, unless you've been taking 30 pills a day, which I doubt you have.
No, just maybe maximum 3 so far.
Do you have a history of addiction or alcoholism in your family or yourself?
I do have alcoholism in my family. My dad, his dad, everybody, all drink. I don't drink personally, and I don't prefer to drink either. I just can't stand it. So.
Do you think you've got a tendency in that direction?
I'm not actually sure. I don't think so. I can pretty much control myself, and I'm usually the designated driver or the responsible party when all my friends are drinking.
So let's assume you're not getting addicted. How long are you going to take these painkillers before this procedure?
Well, my procedure is next Friday, and they gave me enough pills to last until then.
A week from this Friday.
A week, so like not this Friday, but next Friday the 2nd, I think.
Why don't you try to use them like once a day or skip some days?
And they told me to take it
sparingly.
Needed for pain after this week. So.
All right. Well, it's your concerns are appropriate. You're controlling it. You're observing things that may be a problem. Try to reduce it. You're on board. You're on top of this. Don't get too freaked out about it. Brandon, 13.
Hello, Dr. Drew.
Hey, Brandon. What's up?
Hi. I get really scared at night from like black holes swallowing me up, and I watch the Science Channel a lot. And I start hyperventilating, but it's only at night when I get this.
Did anything, and when you were littler, did anything else happen to you at night? Any scary things?
I remember one specific time I was watching The Simpsons, and and I started getting really scared, and I was crying, and I had no clue what to do, and it was freaking me out. And I always know when I'm going through this, and I try and calm myself down, but it never works.
Well, these are called panic attacks, and they can sometimes be caused by medical problems like thyroid conditions and things like that. So it's important you go to a doctor and get looked at to make sure nothing else precipitating these things. But probably these are just plain old panic. It's just these are sort of waves of neurological reaction. They're almost like, think of them like seizures that sort of overcome your brain. They have a psychological basis to them, and they can be you can learn how to manage them. And there's also medication sometimes that help them. Have you been having a lot of stress in your life?
Yes, a whole lot. As of recently, my dad, who I'm living with, and his ex-girlfriend, they just split up, and we're having to live with her until we can find a place.
All right, you sound like Brandon. You sound like a really smart guy.
I kind of think I am.
Yeah, get to your doctor and talk about it. And there's a ton of things that can be done for this. Know that it's a normal reaction to stress. It's just sort of your think about it as you're actually falling into a black hole of anxiety, of nervousness. It's a fear reaction, but you're not afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. So your brain sort of makes things up to be afraid of. I'm afraid of black holes. I'm afraid of the boogeyman. Whatever. Okay, this now is Miranda, 24.
Yeah, Dr. Drew. My question is in regards to the drug ketamine.
Yeah.
And its long-term effects it can have on you.
Well, I'm not sure that's been well established. Have you looked it up on the web? You see what's out there on that? Are you there? Brandon? He doesn't seem to be there. All right, ketamine or Special K is a dissociative anesthetic. They use it in tranquilizing animals. Sometimes they use it for tranquilizing adolescents. And it makes people... Brandon, you there again? Okay. He's gone. And it makes people feel like they're sort of out of body. And there's debate about whether it causes damage and whether the side effects are short-term or long-term. I can tell you I've treated a number of people that did a fair amount of ketamine, and they have personality changes, they have thinking difficulties, they have mood disturbances, and I have one very bright patient who took this for quite a while, and he insists that he's just not the same since he had taken it. He took it for probably a year, I bet. So it's a drug that does seem to have some significant damaging effects on the brain. You have to be very careful with it. Why shouldn't it? I mean, it's a very powerful drug. Makes you feel like you're out of body.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
This is all you need to know. Steve-O's been known to cook it in his house. And
cook it?
Yeah.
Well, that's all you need to know.
I got a friend who dated him, and she went over and he was cooking it like 3 times in a row.
Ketamine?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's Steve-O.
I know. Steve-O doesn't expect to live much longer. He literally thinks he's going to die. I don't know. Poor Steve. I feel bad for the guy. He's decided that he was in treatment for addiction at one time and decided that it's not for him. He's just going to go out and die. Most people, when they realize they're going to die, what they're doing, get ready to make some changes. This is Rizzo, 26.
He's afraid of getting like fat and old like Elvis did. That's what it is.
Who knows what it is. Rizzo?
Yes.
What's happening? LoveLine, you're on the air.
Dr. Drew?
Yes, sir, you are.
Right on. Dr. Drew, my wife was recently diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Yep.
And I was hoping you were familiar with it. I mean, you're one of the few doctors that isn't vague or ambiguous with an explanation.
All right, polycystic ovaries is a syndrome where obviously there are multiple cysts on the ovaries where the cycling that women go through tends not to be sort of ovulatory. It's difficult to produce eggs and to cycle normally. There's elevated levels of estrogen that don't cycle normally. Tends to be associated with weight excess and insulin resistance. The doctor may also give her something called glucophage. There's risks of insulin. That's what he prescribed?
Yes.
And then to get her cycling, they usually use a birth control pill and then advise diet and exercise. That's sort of the standard kind of treatment for that.
Which she's highly sensitive to any form of birth control, general contraceptives. I know she says she's had a history with those in the past.
Did he or she try to give her something?
Yeah, recently they tried something, I believe it was the patch, and that she had some severe reaction to that, so we stopped that right away.
How about the ring?
The ring? That's something new.
The Nuva ring. It's an intravaginal ring that you wear for a month, basically, or 3 weeks. And it's pretty high doses of estrogen and progesterone again, so she may have a reaction to it. And she doesn't have to take these things. Again, was she having symptoms?
Yeah, vastly irregular cycles, as well as excessive weight gain, or she considers it excessive. Of course, it's big for her because she's a small lady.
How about she get a dietitian or get a trainer or something and really focus on the diet and exercise? The PCO is a perfect thing to at least try to manage with diet and exercise. And then the insulin-resistant issue, until she does lose the weight, the glucophage is probably a good idea. I believe Harvard has a big study on this, and there's tons of information on the web about polycystic ovarian syndrome. There's a society, there's organizations. Go read up on it a little bit. You'll see there's a lot of information out there. 1-800-LOVE-191. You heard junior producer Lauren give the heads up or give the thumbs up for a couple people coming in here in the second hour, the latter half of the second hour. Anderson's going to kill himself because of this, so we'll see.
No, I'm saying you're inviting guns into the studio.
Yeah, sure I am. That's Addison. That's what I'm doing. That was my plan. So Thanksgiving.
Lauren's gonna get busted for this too. You know that.
You think?
Oh, of course.
Oh, because you were not allowed to bring anybody in here.
It's cool though. No one's listening, and Anne's not listening.
Thanks, Anderson.
I mean, no one that matters is listening. Only our stone listeners.
All right, 1-800-LOVE-191. We'll be right back.
LoveLine.
LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, it's LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191, and I've got some bad news. We've been busted. Thanks, Anderson. Just got calls from the administrative powers that be here at the radio station who put a kibosh on the listener LoveLine thing.
Why is that my fault?
Because I don't think they would have noticed it if you had brought it up and put
no one can
put
hear
a
your
bright
voice.
light on it.
They only hear my voice.
They were just, that's why I think about it.
Without an armed guard over there, I mean, we live in L.A.
You're right.
Not Detroit.
No, you're right. And then, so there you go. And that's the end of that. But we're still kind of negotiating with Ann a little bit here. Lauren had already had it sort of sussed out. We got
She
Mason.
would have been raped and burned out there. Little Lauren going out there by herself.
She had a guy lined up, had him empty his pockets, patted him down. Engineeress Michelle's got her.
Patted him down?
Engineeress Michelle has, this is probably a sexual abuse thing there. Engineeress Michelle has a mace sitting right here on the counter. And we're ready. So how bad could it get?
I mean,
listen, I've been here with Fletch, for God's sakes. You know what I mean?
He could have shown up.
Yeah, so that's the point. We know who not to invite in here. All right, let's take a call from, wrong number. There's Samantha, who's 21. Hey, Samantha, what's going on?
Oh, hi. Wow, I can't believe I'm on. Well, I just wanted to let you know I've been wanting to be on the show as a co-host for as long as I've been listening.
Wow.
So I'm disappointed.
I know, I am too.
Yeah, I'll get over it.
Looking forward to meeting you. Well, there will be listener love lines in the future. This doesn't mean we're done. There will be.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
but we'll be properly prepared for it.
I think people could help each other out, by
It's just an interesting. Yeah, it's just interesting. That's
all. Okay, so my question is, I haven't spoken to my biological father since I was 7 years old, and for many reasons. Well, I got when he came to see me after like 3 years of not seeing me, I got an unbelievable panic attack, and from then on I thought that by seeing him, that panic that I got at that point would happen again. Mm-hmm. So for so many years of my life, I've avoided him.
So let me get this right. He left at 7.
Right.
You saw him again?
He left around like 5.
And you saw him again at 8?
Yeah, he came back like into my life between like 7 and 8. Just showed up.
And has he been hanging around since? Is he trying to make contact with you?
Well, he's used his mother as an intermediary between us, like trying to get her to get me to see him. See what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So she's been putting pressure on me like all my life to see him and telling me that I'm destroying their family and.
Then Grandma's a real piece of work too. Then.
Yeah. And the more pressure she would put on me when I was younger, the more I wouldn't want to see him.
Is he an addict?
Yeah, he was. He was an alcoholic, and that's why my mom and him split up when I was like 2.
Is he in recovery now?
Well, yeah, he was in a. Well, I've gotten all this information from my mom, but
where's my bourbon?
He, yeah, he's been sober for 8 years. And yeah, I was shocked to hear that the other day. My mom told me that. But yeah, so I guess he was suicidal at one point, and he also has anxiety disorder, and I do too. We both have generalized anxiety.
Nice.
And so he was like self-medicating with the alcohol for so many years.
Well, listen, he was drinking because he's an alcoholic. He started using alcohol because it worked for his anxiety. When it stopped working, he escalated his alcohol use because he's an alcoholic.
Right.
People don't. The reason they start using is different than the reason they don't stop. Very different.
Yeah.
Are you an alcoholic or addict yourself?
No, I've actually I don't drink now because I've had a couple experiences where I have drank and I drank way too much and it got out of control.
Do you smoke pot?
No, never tried it. Never.
All right, good. All right, so I kind of, I don't, listen, I'm not telling you what to do. Understand that.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a circumstance where reconnecting would not be such a bad thing.
Really?
If you want to. If you want to. If you don't want to, you're ambivalent about it. It's never what you fantasize it's going to be, but the fact that he has 8 years of recovery under his belt means that it's going to be better than it certainly would be otherwise.
Well, the only reason I'm thinking about it is because I'm having relationship issues now, and I'm trying to investigate like the underlying reasons why I'm making decisions and why I'm feeling codependent and stuff like that.
Well, there you go. And there's no doubt that it's your dad left that imprint on you. And seeing him again and sorting out your relationship in the present as two adults is not going to really undo what he did when you were a kid.
Right.
That requires treatment. So seeing him really shouldn't be something you expect to somehow cure these issues in your relationship. It may help a little bit, but it's not going to cure it or really help it in a fundamental way. I think it's kind of a good idea. It's 1-800-LOVE-191. This is LoveLine. It's Thanksgiving. We're hanging out, and we'll be right back.
LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back.
Right, it's LoveLine. It's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're just hanging out here tonight. We almost had a listener LoveLine. I guarantee you we will have a series of them in the future. I almost slid one in under the radar. We kind of thought no one was listening. Even Anderson thought no one was listening, but lo and behold, the ever-present ear of producer Ann was upon us, and she kind of put a kibosh on it.
Nobody's listening.
Yeah, I'm afraid they are. This is Stacy, 18.
You know, Ann's in bed by now, Drew.
It's Stacy. Ann, I've been talking to Ann. She's listening.
Hi.
Hey, Stacy, what's happening?
Nothing much. I have a question about the male ego or whatever.
Yes.
Me and my boyfriend have been dating for a year and a half, and we started in high school.
Yeah.
And about 6 months before we started dating, I had sex with 4 people, and 2 of them happened to be his friends.
Okay.
But he doesn't talk to those friends no more. Like,
no more.
No more. He doesn't talk to them no more.
Doesn't play tennis no more.
No more. And in the beginning of our relationship, he was all like, oh, well, I'm pissed off about it, blah, blah, blah. And then he kind of just, like, let it go. And then about 3 weeks ago, he brought it up again because his sister found out.
How old is he?
I'm sorry?
How old is he?
He's 20.
You know, the effects of testosterone are so profound in the early 20s and late teens on the male. They have lots of energy about territoriality and other men and who touches their women. And the fact that you, first of all, have ever been with another man bothers him. The fact that they're guys that he trusted and likes, he finds overwhelming. It's really incredible. These are issues that will not matter quite so much to him as he's aging. But now he gets in his craw and he cannot get it out.
Normal.
Well, he tells me he can let it go.
And then he can't. And then he brings it back up.
I know he can.
And here, think of it this way, Stacey, think of it this way. Women tend to have more of an issue with their partners having been sort of intimate with somebody else. You mean you were in love with somebody else before? Would that bother you? Or let's say he was having like an intimate conversation with somebody, even now. Trouble you?
Yeah, that would bother me.
Okay, he feels that same way about you having been touched sexually by another man. Men are much more preoccupied about the physical territory than the emotional territory, and they have extraordinary difficulty letting it go. It's like a deep rage they get. It's almost comical, but it's not unique, and it doesn't mean just how lame men are. I mean, they're under the influence of a drug from about 16 to about 29, and you got to kind of learn to deal with it, and so do they. He will probably not let it destroy the relationship, though. If you really put down some limits with him and tell him to cut it out, he probably will. It'll bother him still a little bit, but he'll probably be able to get it under control. So tell him to knock it off. You don't have to feel guilty. Here's the problem. Women start to... What?
It's just like, he doesn't have problems with the other people that I had sex with. It's just...
I know. It's just, believe me, he has trouble with all of it. But it's especially guys that he knows. He just can't get that out of his system. And tell him to knock it off. You don't have to feel guilty. Ladies, do not take on what the men dump on you most of the time. This is certainly something you don't have to take on. It's not something you didn't do anything wrong. Nicole, 25.
Yes, I have a question about my father. He's 48 years old, and he's addicted to the painkiller Soma.
Yep.
He's been taking them, I would say for about 10 years.
Yeah.
He was first prescribed, by his doctor he has 2 herniated discs in his back.
Like everybody that's upright, by the way.
Right.
Everybody that walks on 2 feet has 2 herniated discs.
What?
Everyone that walks on 2 feet that's over 40 years of age has 2 herniated discs. That's just part of being upright.
But it's gotten to the point where he can't get them prescribed by a doctor anymore. He gets them off the internet, and it's out of control. He's 2 different people when he's on them.
Is he taking painkillers too?
Yeah. Well, the Soma, he takes, I would say he can go through 100 in about 3 days.
Wow. Is he taking Vicodin or Oxycontin or anything like that?
Vicodin doesn't do anything for him, and I think Oxycontins were maybe a little too strong because it's more about the high effect with him.
Right. But he's taking all that stuff. All right. So he needs to go on.
He's been an addict his whole life.
All right. It's time to get treatment. Soma withdrawal.
He did that. He checked himself, actually. I was in amazement that he actually fessed up to it and checked himself into a rehab. But, the day he checked himself in, he took 40 before he walked in to where he could barely walk.
Of course.
And, a month, 2 months, he was doing really, really good. And then stress, he has 3 DUIs for, driving under his...
All right, Nicole, this is a pretty standard story. Chronic pain, trauma survivorship, opiate and Soma addiction, alcoholism, it all kind of goes together. And he needs to...
I'm more worried about his health effects.
He needs to...
A doctor.
All right, hold on. He needs to commit himself to a long-term course of treatment. It takes many months to even get this reasonably under control. Soma withdrawal is awful. Soma is a muscle relaxant. It's converted by your body into something called meprobamate, which is the compound that used to be called Milltown back in the old days. And it causes horrible withdrawal where people feel like they're jumping out of their skin. Their limbs, their upper extremities become hyperactive. They start punching things and throwing things. They try to hold a coffee cup. They'll suddenly throw it across the room. Yeah. And they feel like they constantly have to move day and night. They don't sleep. And it lasts
the sweating and
that's the opiates.
I lived through it,
but it lasts a good 3 weeks. And then another 6 months of not feeling normal, of post-acute withdrawal, being anxious and overwhelmed and having pain. And so long as they're outside of a structured environment, they will find a doctor to give them medicine again.
Right. He can get it off the internet now so easily.
Right.
It's so hard for me to even because it's just me and him. We live together. It's so hard for me to monitor because
no. You got to stop that nonsense. You got to go to some Al-Anon meetings. Get an Al-Anon sponsor.
And I've been in Al-Anon since I was 12. So
okay, well, get a sponsor, start working a program again, and realize that you can't control his illness. You can't do it. But he also, there are those people that sometimes can't get well and need to go on replacement therapies. I hate that kind of thing, but those options are out there. Franklin, 32.
Yeah, Dr. Drew, about 3 months ago, started realizing a small, bump in my penis, and then during erection it started to hurt. I went to a general practitioner. He obviously referred me to a urologist. The urologist was self-admittedly had not handled too many cases, but, he had, a quick diagnosis would be Peyronie's disease, and I just wanted to know what you knew about it and if there's any, quote-unquote known cure.
Well, this is what they call acquired Peyronie's, and it's a small area of inflammation that causes a little scarring on one side of the penis, and it'll pull it over to that side. That creates sort of a curvature. Sometimes it's inflammatory and feels uncomfortable. Sometimes they will treat that with anti-inflammatory agents. 800 units of vitamin E a day seems to be helpful. Sometimes they have to take surgical approaches. So, it's something it's not uncommon. I wouldn't call it very common. It's not uncommon. It is treatable, and urologists would be the best person to be seeing, and that's what you're doing, so I would keep following their direction. This is Justin. What's up, Justin?
Hey. About a month ago, my girlfriend, she told me that she was pregnant, right?
Right.
And,
liar, whore, and you know it.
Are you?
Yeah. Huh?
You're lying?
No.
You know the international rules of bogosity.
Of what?
If I say it's bogus, you have to fess up.
No, seriously.
All right, she told you she was pregnant a month ago, and?
And, like, about a week ago, I saw her at a party. And she was drinking and just straight up smoking pot and everything.
Uh-huh. And what's your question?
What should I do? Should I, like, tell her that I, like, found out and, like...
Found out what?
She was drinking. Like,
how do you know she's still... How do you know she hasn't had an abortion? How do you know she was actually pregnant?
Because her stomach is, like, not that big, but pretty big.
Justin, stop. Come on.
What?
This doesn't sound like a real call.
Sorry if it doesn't, but it is.
Well, what is the question you want from me? Of course, yes, tell her to stop. Yes, tell some adult. Absolutely, of course. Where's the question?
Should I tell her?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't really want to.
There's no question, Justin. There's no question. That's why this is a bogus call.
Seal Beach is less than an hour away. He could have come down tonight and been there.
Exactly. But not if they're violating the treaty on bogosity. Jamie, what's up?
Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hey, what's happening?
I want to know how to not have sex.
Why?
Because I'm at a point in my life where I don't want to have sex until it's in a meaningful relationship.
What's been happening?
Nothing really. I'm single, and I just want to wait until it means something.
Are you Mormon? Have you...
What's that?
Are you Mormon?
No, but I've been getting into Buddhism a lot lately, and I know that...
I was going to say, Anderson, I'm sure she heard. If she'd heard it, she would have responded to it. Jamie, have you been having bad experiences with men?
No, I'm just trying to be a little more spiritual right now.
All right, so stop having sex. That's fine. That's up to you. So
do you know any methods that Buddhist monks use to not have sex? Because they can't have sex either.
Well, I don't understand. If it's not a problem for you, if you've not been having lots of sex, you've not been having bad experiences, you would like to stop, why can't you stop?
Well, I was just wondering if...
Why can't you stop if it's not been a problem?
No, I have stopped. Okay,
but why do you
think about it a lot, and I want to put that energy into other things.
Are you... Well, then go ahead and do that. I don't understand the question.
Hard. It's hard. It's hard to not think about sex.
Get a bonsai tree.
What's that?
I don't understand. You've not been having sex.
Yeah.
You said you've never really been having sex.
No.
Right? Okay. So this is the condition you've always been in. Why now is it all of a sudden an issue?
Well, I have had a lot of sex in the past.
Oh, well, that's... Okay, let's talk about that. What happened?
Well, it's just been with a lot of meaningless men.
How many times have you had that with meaningless relationships?
About 20 times.
Okay. Did you have any trauma when you were growing up?
No.
Do you think you're sexually compulsive?
No, I don't.
All right. I mean,
but I just want to be able to not think about it so much and put my energy into other more productive things.
Then go do that. And also exercise more, put more structure in your day. It's when it comes to human drives, it's very difficult to moderate them or adjust them. They're deeply biological. So all you can do is change the structure really around them and change the emotional circumstances in which they're developed. So relationships are very helpful, having supportive friends around, supportive peers around, talking about your feelings with people, getting lots of structure in your day, focusing on productive things and things that make you feel good about yourself. And oftentimes primitive drives kind of on their own go down. They're not things you can wish away. It's like trying to wish away hunger. It's not something you can do. If you're hungry, and your body needs you to do that. Do you also masturbate?
Not that often, no.
So, again, that's not something you want to go spiraling into because that will actually increase your drives. But it's also okay to get some relief that way. So it's about creating structure and balance in your life. You don't have to go into asceticism in order to not be sexual. That's basically the same thing as being hypersexual, just the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to be balanced, having a healthy life, exercising, running, having the other outlets that give you a way of expressing some of those things. Right?
Okay. All right.
Okay, so just focus. I'm a little worried that you're so obsessional about this. But let's give it a try. Amy, what's up?
Dr. Drew.
Amy.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
I've been in a relationship for a really long time. So now I'm single, and of course I'm starting to be with other people and everything. And I'm freaked out about oral sex and HIV, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, I know that you should use protection even when you're doing oral sex, but
yep, because you can get any STD from oral sex,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And
all right.
so to not be too graphic, if no one is really doing the deed in God, how am I not graphic? If you don't fully,
if you don't swallow
the deed, yes, exactly.
If you don't swallow. If you don't swallow, the risks of the viral transmitted diseases like HIV are substantially less.
Okay. And what about the other way around? If you're receiving?
Receiving oral is not an efficient way to transmit those disorders.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, some people have tried to sort of establish a hierarchy of risk, and female on female sexuality tends to rank way down in terms of risks of transmission. So that's primarily oral sex.
Okay, but unfortunately, it's not female on female.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying oral sex is just the one.
It's men who tend to be a little bit more promiscuous. So
why aren't you choosing better partners?
Yeah, you know what? That's a great question. Exactly.
And why is that?
I think I just happen to fall into the promiscuous person, but I think probably a better decision is to choose better people, right?
Yeah, just go slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down. Have you been lonely or something? Is that why you're going for guys
no,
who's more available?
it's just I just got out of a relationship, so it's just kind of seeing what's out there,
Right, and the most available, easiest to get guys are exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so maybe just kind of take your time a little bit, and not feel quite so desperate and lonely, and have some real relationships out there. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, good times.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
This is Amy. What's up, Amy?
Hi, this is Jen.
Oh, it's Jen. What says Amy
yes,
up here?
Amy's middle name. I was thinking about going by a different name, but I just said, oh.
Well. She says Amy, otherwise known as Jen, just let a huge F-bomb go. And she was explaining why she was using Jen as opposed to Amy and decided just F it. So, Amy/Jen, we need you to wait a couple minutes here while our delay system resets. Nigel, what's going on there?
Hi, I called not a few years ago, but a few months ago, right before I was about to get married with a psycho mom. You may recall me. I'm the one that got hit by the Corolla and stabbed by the scalpel. You thought it was bogus, but it was real.
Yes, tell me more.
Yeah, I got married. I went and got counseling with my wife as well as without, like you suggested. That is going great.
Oh, good.
I want.
Wait, tell us the original call. What did you call in with?
I was really worried that my mom abusing me when I was a child would influence my upcoming marriage and future relationship.
And what did your mom do to you?
Physical abuse, neglect. She had done a lot of drugs and pretty much had me and my siblings in a really bad situation. And every time I tried to reestablish contact when she was supposedly better, it was just dramatically worse.
Okay, and then you're going to get married.
Yeah, I'm married now.
And that's going well.
That's going extremely well.
What did you say about the scalpel? Tell me that story again.
Yeah, you wanted, the original call, you wanted examples, and Adam said make them interesting, so I told the tale of when she stabbed me with a scalpel because she was studying to be an RN and whatnot.
Right, I remember this now. All right. And so what do you want to tell us tonight?
Oh, just I took your advice, and everything's going well. For
good.
me, at least. My mom tried to commit suicide on my 21st birthday, actually.
Why?
And, apparently her kids hate her. Her life is crap and all that. And
are you able to sort of disengage from all that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm actually. My wife had to convince me to go see her because I had completely disassociated myself from her at that point.
And your therapist right now, what kinds of input and direction are you getting from him or her?
She is saying that if I should really think long and hard, make a list of pros and cons of keeping in contact with my mom, and if I cannot at least double the cons with pros, I shouldn't do it.
Okay. And how does she feel your relationship's going with your wife, the therapist?
She actually says it's going amazingly well for somebody my age.
Oh, good. All right, Nigel, well, thanks for calling. Happy Thanksgiving, and congratulations. Keep it up. Takes time, right?
Yeah, everything else does, you know.
Yeah, this one really does.
One thing in life be easier than another.
Absolutely. And when you've been through what you've been through, sometimes it's a sort of a chronic liability. It's like having a leg injury or something you have to constantly attend to. But it can be attended to is the point.
Turkey sat on the backyard fence on Thanksgiving Day, and as he sat on the backyard fence, this is what he'd say. Oh, gobble, 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 gobble. I don't like Thanksgiving Day. Hey, 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 gobble, 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 gobble. I would like to run away.
Yeah, David Allen Greer. So this is David. What's up, David?
Hey, hi, Dr. Drew. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. I work for a company, and our boss is a drug addict, and went on a binge and fired everybody at the company. And he's a friend of ours. We're really wondering how to handle the situation best. Obviously, dealing with someone who's not in the most sound of mind. Who's a friend, but also an employer.
You gather everybody together that's important in his life, and you confront him.
Okay.
And if you can, hire an interventionist to do it and rehearse it and set it up and organize a place where he can go. Do not ambush him, and do not allow him to conclude that interaction without a plan.
I didn't know this was a intervention.
That's right. Okay. And who is that, Anderson? Dave Attell, that's right. And you pack his bag for him, and you have a bed waiting, and you send him off. That's it. If he doesn't respond to that, or if someone else who has some leverage tries talking to him and can't convince him to do what he needs to do, then there's nothing you can do. Okay. He'll have to keep going down as far as he needs to go before he's willing to make change. That's the difficult thing about addiction, is you have to watch people sink to the point where literally oftentimes they believe they're going to die, when they actually feel and believe and know that that's the point at which they're willing to make change. Some people are also lucky enough to have something we call a moment of clarity, where they sort of see themselves as they are. But in states of addiction, the denial is so profound, the biological effects of the drug are so profound, that it's difficult for them actually to have a moment like that. So the only thing that breaks through all that is an experience where they have a very powerful sort of crisis and believe they're going to die. So here we are at 1-800-LOVE-191. It's Thanksgiving. We're hanging out, and we'll be right back.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine, I'll be right back.
That's right. It's LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We'll just get right back to the calls here. I want to hear that David Allen Greer turkey song one more time, Anderson. Can I hear that? Hang a second, David. David?
Yes.
Hold on one second. Anderson, you give me that song?
Go, yeah. Turkey sat on the backyard fence on Thanksgiving Day, and as he sat on the backyard fence, this is what he'd say. Oh, gobble, 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 gobble. I don't like Thanksgiving Day. Hey, 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 gobble, 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 gobble. I would like to run away.
All right, Dave, what's going on?
Just want to ask Dr. Drew about if he's ever heard something called rapid detox.
Yeah, I know about rapid detox. What's the question?
I have my best friend. She's been addicted to Vicodin since she was about 14.
Yeah.
When she started getting periods, and the doctor.
All right, whatever. She's addicted to Vicodin,
and I mean, she has a 5-year-old kid, so she doesn't want to go to rehab because she doesn't want to leave him for more than.
Well, unfortunately, there's no other way to treat opiate addiction than a long-term treatment program. She can go on replacement therapy and continue to be loaded with either Subutex or buprenorphine or even methadone. But the problem with that is her son has an intoxicated mom, and an intoxicated mom tends to be sort of poorly attuned and affects the child's development, potentially. So if she wants to be a good mom, she has to get off the opiates, and that's going to take time. It's not just about getting off the opiates. She goes through a rapid detox. She'll be off them for 3 days. She'll start taking them again 3 days later. And there's really simply no reason to spend all that money. Opiate detox is not that big a deal. It takes about 5 days. We can do it in our facility with anybody or any circumstances. It's uncomfortable. It's quite doable.
Well, how can I do it? Because it's really expensive. I've looked into it. And
that's what I'm saying, David. She shouldn't have it. She should go into treatment. She needs to spend a couple months in a treatment program and get treated. That's the reality. The detox part is nothing. It's the easiest part of opiate addiction. The hard part is the hard work of treatment and staying off the opiates, and that's hard work. The detox, stop focusing on that. That's a nothing. Okay?
Okay, well, is there an affordable place to do this at?
To be treated?
Yes.
I'm sure there are county-funded beds. Check with the, whatever your county facilities are. There are sober livings all over the place. I was just looking at some prices at sober livings recently, and they're only like between $300 and $600 a month. So she could go into a hospital. Usually insurance will pay for that, detox, and then head out to sober living for a couple months.
Okay, well, it's because she doesn't have insurance, and we're not married, so...
All right. Well, then there are good outpatient detoxes now using a medicine called buprenorphine. So you want to find a doctor who's certified to do that, which is, again, pretty easy to do. Any doctor that's addiction medicine certified should be able to do that. And get off it. That would probably cost not more than a few $100s. And then, again, a few $100s a month in the sober living center. And then she will be able to restore her son, an actual mom. John, 16.
Hey, man. How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah, I had a question about masturbation because I'm watching porn. Like, I watch porn sometimes, and when I'm watching it, I kind of see myself going over to the more violent stuff,
How many times a day? How many times a day are you doing this?
Excuse me?
How many times a day are you doing this?
Not that much.
Is he hot?
I see that I do it like when like I have some time and nobody's home,
How many times a week?
Well, while watching it, like not that many, like twice probably.
Twice a week.
It's a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're getting addicted to porn. You just don't like the kind of porn you're looking at.
Not really. No. Just yeah, kind of.
John, what's the question? What is the question, buddy? Here we go. What's the question?
Why would
you look at porn?
That way? Yeah. No, like the more type of violent.
Towards violent porn? Well, a common reason that people go that direction is that they themselves have witnessed violence or were or physically or sexually, for that matter, abused when they're growing up. S&M and violence and those kinds of things become highly, highly arousing. We're going to talk to somebody about that. In fact, right now, Faye.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, hi. Is this Dr. Drew?
Yep.
How's it going?
Good. What's happening with you?
Pretty well. I do have a problem.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Let me think. I was going to go work at St. DePaul downtown San Francisco.
Where's your family?
I'm an orphan.
You what?
I'm an orphan. I don't really have family.
You're an orphan?
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
My biological parents were just like foreigners to the country, and they had me out of country, and I got adopted in country, and that's it. I mean, I think my dad died last year, but I had a really close bond to him, and
you're not making. It's hard to follow what you're saying. They were born. You were born to foreigners in this country.
Yeah, they were immigrants, and they had me here, and then they got deported, and I just kind of got left here.
What?
Yeah, it's
how old were you?
0 to now.
No, I understand you've been alive 0 to now. How old were you when you were left here?
Probably within like the first year and a half. I don't really remember too much about anything. I just remember living.
Hey, can you appreciate my confusion? Who raised you? Where were you left?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just, my dad actually came back to the country probably I was in the orphanage or like in the system, in the government system, living in group homes and, foster care placement for little babies. And I ended up doing that until my dad remarried an American citizen, and he got his license, and then I could live with her for a while. I lived with her until I was like 9, and then she sent me back to group homes.
To where? To group homes?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a traumatic, horrible history.
Oh, I know.
So,
it gets worse, but it's just like, you know.
It gets worse? Tell me what's worse. How does it get worse?
When I was in those group homes, I got sexually assaulted, and
right, of course.
They just kind of just passed me around, and then I sent the guy to prison, and you know, everybody just kind of kept it really quiet, and you know, I was just so badly. I think I was more abused there than anywhere in the world. You know, like anywhere in my life, it's kind of traumatic.
So you've been sexually abused, abandoned, neglected. Man, that's going to create a weird relationship
it's
history.
Create a kind of a weird kind of personality or a weird, you know, outlook on things. But this is my question. My question is, basically, I don't think I can cope sexually in a positive manner. I think that everything does have to follow on the lines of control or like S&M behaviors and aggressive behavior towards me.
You have to be basically abused. Yeah, that's the only way you can feel sexual.
But there's another part. I mean, I spent more than, you know, ever since I have been able to feel feelings and show my personality and where it's gone, I've been constantly monitored and, you know, psychoanalyzed, summed up. You know, group homes, they have their own psychiatrists on unit, and, you know, they constantly, like, are retraining my thought process. And I totally know where all this stuff comes from. I just don't understand how, now that I have all the answers about where it comes from and, you know, what's going on with me and why I'm
Where does it come from? Where does it come from?
Oh, my God, deep-rooted, you know, beyond abandonment. You know, you need somebody to control you, to give you, you know, to basically reassure you. You need that reassurance, and it just goes on forever. You know, it's like beyond sexual abuse, physical abuse, abandoning, all that is kind of like I'm looking for this male figure that's going to, like, control me dominantly when I allow them to, because outside of that, I have a really aggressive personality. So outside of the bedroom, I'm really aggressive, but when I'm in the bedroom, it's like this little secret where I can allow them to give me permission to be, you know, weak and not have to always be in survival mode. So,
well, I see that a little bit differently, but it's a good case in point to understand that.
Well, that's just what I've been told. You know, they tell me this 100 times a day.
I understand. That's not inaccurate. It's accurate, but I think there's other ways of looking at it, and it's a good learning sort of point that understanding things intellectually and cognitively don't change them. Not very much, anyway.
Yeah.
This whole notion that, well, once you understand things, then that's going to take care of it. No, it really doesn't. It motivates you to make changes and to do things you need to do in order to change the emotional systems and the drive systems. But having just intellectual understanding on the surface actually does very little for many people. So the fact is, you're left still with these very disturbed emotional systems and these very powerful drives and these very 10 amazing needs for arousal that flip and flop between dominating and being dominated. It's all sort of what I consider fragmentation of your personality and your emotional systems, rather than being an integrated whole where you can be sort of gray. You can be sort of sometimes dominated, sometimes not, but not these split off extremes. And those are split off parts of yourself that never get fully integrated because you didn't get what you needed as you were growing up, and what you did get was abuse, so it makes it even more difficult to trust people and get from them what you need. So you're very smart, you understand things, you listen to what people tell you, but you still don't make the kind of connections you need to make in order to develop an integrated emotional system that allows you to regulate as a whole, rather than splits off into these very disparate kinds of elements, only which I can only experience in myself sexually when I'm out of control and being dominated, and I can only be in a relationship when I'm in control and I'm being abusive myself. So you flip back and forth between abuser and abusee, quite literally.
Exactly.
And those aren't healthy ways to be in relationships. That's just reenactments of what you went through as a child.
You know, I've been with the same person for about 5 to 6 years, and honestly, you know, I think that this person, he's very much right for me, and he understands that controlling behavior, but I feel like I need that moment of clarity. Like, I really need to get to the other side of the situation.
Well, then you need to go back into, you may want to look into SA, sexual compulsion, sexual addictions, and get a 12-step program going, get a sponsor and look into that, or get more involved with a therapist that you hire, that you work with deeply on trying to sort some of this stuff out. Sometimes there are sort of ancillary treatments. There's cognitive behavioral therapies, which it sounds like what they've been trying with you, and something called EMDR, where they use rapid eye movements. It's a very strange therapy, but they think it sort of it may help rewire some of the trauma stuff that's left behind. So it's called EMDR. It's a rapid eye movement treatment where you sort of are asked to look at these little lights and move your eyes in a certain direction while you process through some of the traumatic material. Carrie, what's up?
Hey.
Hey.
So I'm really into my boyfriend. He's really sexy. He wants to have sex like every night. And like I want to have sex with him all the time, but it's like whenever we get going, it's like I'm not into it.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
What?
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going to my parents.
Oh, that's good. That's a question now that's becoming very revealing. I asked where you're going for Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden we get into foster care and being abandoned and left at the doorstep of Ellis Island. You got a good relationship with your parents?
Yeah, really good.
So you're looking forward to this?
Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Is your boyfriend coming with you?
Really see my brother, and he's going to be there. So.
Is your boyfriend coming with you?
No, his own family is having a big Thanksgiving too, so he's going to kind of do his own thing, and I'm going to do my own thing.
And where's your brother been?
He travels all over the place. He sells jets to different governments.
Wow, weird.
Yeah, he has a really cool job. It's just that he doesn't ever really get time off except for on the holidays. So
crazy. So your boyfriend, is it that he wants to have more sex than you, or that you can't have orgasm, or you don't enjoy sex, or what's the deal?
Well, I've never had like a vaginal orgasm. I've had like a couple like clitoral orgasms, I think they're called.
No, you just
and I've only really had that many when I've been masturbating.
Okay, stop splitting. Stop splitting it off like that. Just realize that you're not going to have orgasm with intercourse. You're only going to have it with some sort of direct stimulation, and that's usually oral sex. Does he do that to you?
Yeah, and it's like I almost don't even care to have an orgasm. It's almost like I want to have sex with him for the emotional effect, and then like he's going to have like the physical stimulation in a way.
Yeah. Can you sort of get more involved physically?
Yeah, like I try to make it more interesting, almost. You know, like
Carrie,
if it ever starts getting boring, I'll start rolling around.
No, Carrie, no. No. Here's the deal. How often do you want to have sex?
Like every day. If it was like.
How often do you not?
Like I feel like I have ADD during sex.
What? Because you can't concentrate?
Kinda, yeah.
Are you into this guy?
Yeah, I'm really. See, the thing is, I was in like a 4-year relationship before him.
Yeah.
And like having sex with the other guy, he was like my first before this guy.
Right.
And like I kind of kept it going because I felt like I was so in love with him. It was my first love or whatever. But I was never really into the sex. It was just like, you know, just the emotional thing, and he would get his, and that's it.
Are you on? Listen, you keep sort of subjugating yourself to like, well, we're going to make him happy physically, and I'll just take what I can emotionally. You can get into this physically too, and you should deserve to be satisfied in a way that you want to be. You got to figure out what that is, though. But listen, are you on medication?
No.
You're a lesbian. No, I don't think so.
You're I'm not a lesbian.
Not on birth control?
No.
How do you guys prevent pregnancy?
Condoms.
And he uses those properly, and they've not slipped off or anything?
Yeah, like if it ever gets irritated, we always use KY.
All right. You've got to figure out more what it is you want sexually from him, whether it's less frequency or some different position or something that he's not doing. You got to tune into that and figure it out. Don't get so focused on just getting him off. And I'll get what I can, the scraps I get emotionally, that'll be good for me. It's possible you're one of these people that just hasn't really developed sexually yet. Some women really sort of don't kind of come online with the actual sexual experience till they're in their early to mid 20s. You're just 21 now, and that may be you, but you're going to have to kind of figure out how that's going to work for you and how to enjoy that and how to get that from him. And don't focus so much on him. The emotional part, you've got that. You got that part wired. You're going to get that. But if you don't get more satisfaction in an actual sexual physical way, it's going to be hard for you to enjoy this, particularly the pace he wants to keep up. I think first thing you ought to do is sort of back it down a little bit so you're not doing it so frequently. It doesn't sound like it's something you want to be doing that frequently. Twice a week, maybe something like that for him. He'll be fine. All right, it's Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for hanging out here. The phone number is 1-800-LOVE-191. I'm Dr. Drew. We'll be right back.
All right. Okay. The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine. I'll be right back.
Hey, Hey, it's LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. I'm Dr. Drew. It's Thanksgiving. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Let's take a couple of quick more calls. This is now, let's get him here. Bo, 17. What's up, Bo?
Hi, Dr. Drew.
What's going on?
My question is, I just recently got clean from crystal meth.
Yay.
What?
Nothing. What's up? Okay, you got clean. Excellent.
Yeah, and I was wondering, I tested negative for HIV now, but I was really promiscuous while I was using.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if there's a possibility I might still come up positive. Like,
of course.
Is that a possibility?
Of course.
How?
How? There's a 6-month window during which time you can what is called seroconvert, where the antibody starts being produced and becomes detectable in the blood test. There is a DNA-specific test you can get done that's not quite, it's not really a screening test, but you can get it to see if there's any evidence of infection, and that can be even within 2 weeks of infection. But ultimately, the best test, the one that's traditionally used, is a screening test, and it can take up to 6 months. It's why it's recommended that you get tested now and then it gets tested again in 6 months, because you can convert during that 6-month window. Okay.
So it's possible that I could give it to other people then, if I have it.
Well, look, if you are sexually compulsive and meth addicted, are you gay?
Yes.
Okay, you need to not do anything for 6 months. No sex, no relationships, no meth. The meth and the sex go together. A lot of gay guys get hooked on meth and sex together. If you start having a lot of sexual relationship, you'll start doing the meth again. Put a moratorium on all of it. Stop. Focus on your recovery. Listen, you've already put yourself in harm's way enough. Stop all of this. Get a sponsor. Start doing the steps. Make a simple life. Do not go out for a while until you get this behavior under control. Lee, what's up?
Yes?
Lee, what's going on?
Hey, I have a question.
Where are you going for Thanksgiving?
Heading on home.
Where's home?
It's in Southern California.
All right, what's up?
Yeah, my question is there a book or a treatment for my type of situation? I'll tell you what my situation is I believe I might have a sexual addiction, but I love women and I suck them up. I'm sort of like a sexual hurricane. I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, but I'm a good-looking guy. I'm a professional. I have my own money.
Don't hurricanes blow things away?
Yes, they do. Go ahead.
And I just, I meet these girls. They normally come in about 4 to 5, and I know everything about them.
They come in about 4 to 5. What does that mean?
As in, when I find them I normally have about 5 girls that I have to, keep, I guess, pimping, not in a sexual way like other people. I'm just talking like...
Drew, you got to reiterate this guy's age, because 30 is amazing to me.
You're 30?
Yes, sir. And
what is your question? What is your question?
My question is, these girls, they start to love me, and I throw them away. I just grab more women, and they ranges from 19 to 40. It doesn't matter, even if they're rich. It doesn't matter. I'm not after their money. It's just, I guess, the variety. And it seems like in the summertime when everybody's out, I just go on a rampage, and it just seems to oscillate, winter, summer. I was seeing if there's...
so far, you've been telling us a story. You've been repeating the same story. What's your question?
My question is there any books or any type of program out there to help me get back to a society type of normalcy?
Are you a trauma survivor? Were you sexually abused or anything growing up?
No.
Were you physically abused?
No.
Were you abandoned or neglected?
Only because my parents worked and I was out there with my friends. There's no parents, but that really wasn't neglect. It was they had to work.
Were you sort of a latchkey child?
Yes, totally.
That's neglect. All right, so there's some issues there. I think the best thing, there's something called SA, and it's a 12-step program. You get a sponsor, and they can help you through this. But it sounds more like a situation that you'd be better in individual therapy. That I'm not sure you're a sex addict so much as you just exploit people. And you may not really be able to empathize with other people and realize how you harm people with your behavior. And if you could, that might put a stop to some of this at least. And that ability to sort of not have empathy and to see people purely as objects, it's a pretty serious thing. And it's something that can sometimes respond to very intensive individual therapy. So that's the direction I suggest you go, is get somebody who can see you regularly, and you've got to sit there no matter how much you don't like it and talk about feelings and try to form a relationship with this person. I think a female therapist sounds like would be the best way to go for you. This is finally Michelle. What's up, Michelle?
Hi, this is Michelle.
Michelle, you just got a few seconds here, so what's going on?
Okay, I wanted to ask for your help because every time I have sex, I get a bacterial vaginal infection.
Yeah.
And it's been going on for 2 years, and I keep going back to the doctor and getting the medicine over and over. And how can I stop this? Because I want to be able to enjoy a sex life and not have to worry about that.
Unfortunately, I don't have a good solution. I know exactly what you're talking about. You get these sort of bacterial, it's called a bacterial vaginosis. It's uncomfortable as a discharge, sometimes a smell. And it's usually bacteria that sort of live in the perineum and anus area. That's just stuff that's there. And it keeps getting reintroduced every time you have sex. I don't know of any way other than using the creams regularly, like the various antibacterial creams that are out there, and just doing that maybe every week or so. Beyond that, you really need to talk to a gynecologist. I don't have an easy solution to that one. But it's not unheard of what you've got, and it doesn't necessarily imply that you're going to have serious medical problems, though the infection in the vagina can be something that heads up into the tubes and maybe even be associated with pelvic inflammatory disease, so it's not nothing. It's not a trivial issue. Okay, everybody, it's Thanksgiving. I'm Dr. Drew. We got to take one more break here. Well, that about does it for LoveLine. A heartfelt Thanksgiving wish to everybody. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Next week, got a lot of interesting guys coming up here. We got Patton Oswalt, Ben Stein, and the one and only Andy Milanakis. I'll be broadcasting from New York City, and Andy and I will meet over there. And interested to hear what these guys have to say. So again, have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families. Be of service if you can. And until I see you next time, this is Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Turkey sat on the backyard fence on Thanksgiving Day, and as he sat on the backyard fence, this is what he'd say. Oh, gobble, 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 gobble. I don't like Thanksgiving Day. Hey, 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 gobble, 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 gobble. I would like to run away.
This has been LoveLine. LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or the station. The producer for LoveLine is Annie Gold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.